Why always a wall, babe, when we wanna come closer? Don't tell a million lies, kill the butterflies. I just wanna make things right. Walk, keep us on the road. Try to walk, keep on walking straight to the hell we made. Why always a wall, babe, when we wanna come closer? Don't tell a million lies, kill the butterflies. I just wanna make things right. Walk, keep us on the road. Try to
Hey, everybody. It's Kim Love Jones here, certified relationship coach. Welcome back to a special edition of Thought-Provoking Thursday. So today I have a special guest. She is none other than Edna J. White. She is a public speaker. She is, oh my God, she has just like a laundry list, and I'm going to bring her up now so that you can, so that we can see her beautiful face. My sister is just absolutely amazing. I am excited. I am ready. Okay, everybody's like, okay, all right. Oh, okay, all right. I say good evening, Lisa. I see you, baby. I see you. What happened? Hey, Joanna, how are you, my love? Oh my goodness, how y'all doing? Y'all are here. You see my beautiful and amazing sister. Hey, Edna. How are you, my love?
I'm good. How are you?
I am blessed, sweetheart. I am so blessed. I cannot complain, not at all. God is just so good and so amazing. And I'm so excited about this show tonight. I am so excited. I'm telling you right now. I think that this is just going to be like absolutely amazing. And we're going to get into this because I know that this is going to be like really dope. Like I've been waiting on this all week, like all week, like let's get it together. You know what I mean? So we have a few people watching us already and it is going down. And I love this. I apologize because I was looking for your bio, and you do so much. You do a lot. I got
it just seems
this
like
amazing
I
bio. I have to read you her bio, right? No, for real. Like this is going to be amazing. I gotta read y'all her bio because she is this dope. She is fire. Right? So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do because I said I need to read this box because you can forget the cookie cutter coaching. Edna White takes you on a transformative leadership adventure. This creative performance facilitator and coach dives deep with entrepreneurs and teams, unearthing hidden strengths, smashing through challenges and igniting breakthroughs. Beyond mere advice, Edna empowers through her company Second Chances Inc. She helps women discover their true purpose and chart their vision. Executive summits in Hawaii, global workshops, Edna's there, creating safe spaces for growth, both on Long Island and across the globe. Her expertise, runs deep. Author, podcast host, and blogger. Edna's stuff. Wisdom has guided over 10,000 leaders. Her Keeping It Real on Purpose podcast resonates in hundreds of countries. While her Love, Trauma, and Healing series has touched 3,500 hearts, Edna's passion is contagious. Workshops, events, online platforms. She's everywhere, fueling leadership journeys around the world. And when she's not, you'll find her on Long Island. Pup Cooper by her side, family close by. Edna isn't just a coach. She's your transformative partner, a mentor who ignites your inner leadership. Y'all better know, you better know who is here on the Good Thought Provoking Thursday on this evening. Okay. So we're gonna talk about that. Hey, Stephanie, hey Yana, I see y'all. We're gonna talk about this tonight. And I've been waiting on this all week, sugar. I
I
have
know
been
you've been
waiting
talking
on
about
this.
it. We've been talking 2 or 3 times about it. Yeah. When I said it to you, you was like,
Yes,
"What?"
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because I think so much, sis. I really think so much that,
Mhm.
the unresolved trauma in the relationship is why you can't get to love.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so this is why
Oh
it's
yeah.
so very important to me because I'm Kim Love Jones and I'm all about the love. Right. I wasn't always because I had a lot of unresolved trauma.
Yeah. All of
But
us.
that's a talk show for another day. But I need the healing needs to take place so that we can get to the place of loving one another, right?
Mhm.
Of really having healthy, happy relationships. Some things
Oh
need to
yeah.
be healed,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I wanna go over this scenario with you.
Mhm.
I know a gentleman. He's amazing, nice guy. He's got a beautiful and amazing wife, right? And of course, I'm not saying any names, but I realized after a lot of conversations with him and the things that he has experienced in his life that the woman that he married acts very much like his mother.
Mhm.
He told me, talking to him, that his mother never, she always emasculated him, right?
Mhm.
um she didn't really mean to, and he knows that. So there is forgiveness tied to that. But when he went to get married, he literally married a woman who was exactly like his mother. And through that ordeal, he is literally trying to work through his healing and trying to get to where he wants to be, right? And so I looked at that because I said, oh, so you married your mother, and that's so commonplace for men and
Mhm.
women because women usually marry their father, right?
Mhm.
And I'm
Mhm.
not sure what's at the root of that. So I just wanted to jump right in and let's get it because
Mhm.
I know that this is your area of expertise, right? So my
Yeah.
question, I guess, would be around whether or not that's a truth that you marry your parents. That let's start
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Well, first part is when you said that there was a lot of forgiveness taking place. One thing that doesn't happen
Uh-huh.
with most of us is that we do not forgive ourselves for stuff that we didn't know. So that's why we carry it forward.
Yes.
We marry who we marry our parents, the ones that we trusted. What are the parents were supposed to do? Was this we They are supposed to protect us and give us the things that we need. And when
Right.
they don't, becomes a problem. So you got mama drama trauma, and we got daddyless daughters.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's
Right.
what
Right.
happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
Hmm.
Right. 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 I was thinking about it and I was saying like this, like because I believe that God gives us exactly what we need to work through our own healing. And
Mm,
that is probably more than likely in my heart and in my head why he would marry a woman that was just like his mother, because regardless to what he was feeling, where he was, or how he, felt about the entire situation, though there were some things that he needed to stand up to his mother about, whether
right.
it's forgiven or not. Right.
Right.
So he's
Yeah.
actually doing the work through his relationship with his
Yeah.
wife instead of because he would have made better choices if that still was
Hmm.
if it was if it was resolved in him.
Right.
He would not have chosen a woman like his mother, but he needs to work through that because even that relationship is part of the healing.
Oh
Does
yeah.
that make sense?
I don't think
Yeah, because I was
the
like,
wife in his relation. I don't think his wife and his relationship has anything to do with the mother. I think that's separate. Sometimes when we get involved, sometimes they're innocent bystanders. They're collateral
uh-huh,
damage. That's what they are. And we got to look
Yes.
at it like that,
Yes.
collateral damage. So they have nothing to
Yes.
him trying to rectify the relationship with him and his wife, even
No,
though he
not
might be saying
consciously. Right.
right, but still, it has nothing to do with it. He can resolve this all he
Yeah.
wants until he goes back there. It'll never, that won't change. It won't change. He'll do it
That's
again.
what I'm saying.
He'll do it again.
Thank you for saying it. Thank you
Yeah,
for
he'll do it again.
saying that
Yeah.
because I believe in each one of us, right?
Hmm.
First of all, I got to tell y'all this because all of y'all, we just want to say hi. We welcoming y'all again, but like Edna and I have like the dopest conversations. We have been jiving since we met one another. Like it's
Oh
been
yeah.
like dope. Like there's a connection, there's a chemistry. It's like sis, right? Boom, boom, boom. This is what we're doing, right? And I got to tell you, so these are like our conversations. So it's just amazing. I wanted to say that I'm glad that you said that he's got to go back there, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I was having a
Definitely.
conversation the other day with with my sister-in-law, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
her and I were just talking, and I began to talk to her about my alter ego, who I used to be when I was younger, like
Hmm.
always fighting and always, you know, like I'm a different person now, but I've been noticing that that part of myself has been kind of coming out, right? And I'm
Mm.
wondering why. And so as I'm talking to my sister-in-law the other day on the phone, I began to talk to her and I said, who takes care of the little girl? So it's
Mm.
necessary for the alter ego storm to come
Hmm.
out as a means of protection. I know now that I have to take care of her. And
Yeah.
in taking care of her, that doesn't look like fighting anymore. You know what it looks like? It looks like
Yeah.
setting boundaries.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks like leaning into how I'm feeling in the moments
Hmm.
and honoring that truth and not trying
True.
to make it anything else except for what it is, right?
Hmm.
Because if I'm going to resolve and heal and become and be, right, who it is that I want to be, then I've got to honor what it is that I want and need. And there are
Hmm.
going to be times, as nice as I want to be to people, that the other part of me has to raise up and say, we not doing that. And that's,
Yeah.
and I felt like, honestly, when I was younger, I had to fight or I
Hmm.
had to have a mean grill all the time and look like I
Yeah.
was, being mean. Hey, Wayne, I see you, baby. So I had to look like as a means of protecting myself because I
Hmm.
thought that the world was very cruel. Right. So you put on this tough exterior so people
Yeah.
won't bother you. Right.
Hmm.
So I'm saying this to you because there's a part of me that, like, literally, as I was having this conversation with my sister-in-law, the tears begin
Yeah.
to run down my face. And I'm driving in my car just going to the supermarket. But I
Hmm.
realize how important it is to take care of the little girl that's inside or the little boy
Yeah.
that's inside that
Yeah.
feels or felt unprotected. So
Correct.
tell me, and what do you think about that?
So I do teach a class about that, healing the inner child. And it's funny that Storm is your alter ego. So is she. She's my alter ego as well. She's my
Really?
yeah. She is my alter ego. And Storm tears up stuff. Storm can actually go other places without leaving one place or another. So you adapt these behaviors or these characters in order to save yourself, not knowing that you needed them. It just happens, just self protectively, just like automatically,
Yes.
because you're
Right.
learning. You're learning to you're learning a pattern or a conditioning. So I'll give you a
Right.
perfect example. I'm a product of childhood sexual abuse. So whenever something
Mhm.
was happening to me, which is trauma, right? Whenever something's happened to me, Everything we do is subconscious. It's either subconscious or conscious, right? Conscious is you know you're doing it. Subconscious,
Mhm.
you don't know you're doing it, and it's happening, and it just happens, you know. So
Mhm.
whenever something's happening to me, I know how to go somewhere else. I can literally go somewhere else.
Mm.
I can be gone. I
Mm.
can think about the stars. I can be gone and actually come back. Leave my body and actually come back.
Right. Yeah.
So what is that? What did that learned condition do to me? It made me lose at an early age my creativity, my imagination. Everything for me
Wow.
was serious. So in trauma,
Wow.
everything for you is serious. It's serious. It's no more funny la la
Yeah.
la. You don't have that ability anymore. You are now moving forward in a condition. You're conditioned to think like an adult and don't know what an adult is. You got some serious
Right.
things, issues that you're dealing with, and you have no idea how to deal with them. So you now, this is fact to you. So what does that do to a child who's
Mm.
all about imagination until they're 12, 13? What happens? It's all fact, it's all serious, and then
Mhm.
becomes a belief, and then a belief becomes what? You now have triggers. Things may trigger you
Right.
because they're all
Right.
relational
Right.
to the facts. So
Right.
that's what you're
Right.
feeling. So when you're going through all of that, it's nothing but a trigger. It's something that feels so
Yes.
familiar that it brings
Yes.
up emotions. That's what it brings.
Yes.
We always think it's something else, but what it really boils down to is emotions. And I try to tell my clients this. I'll ask them, "How you doing today?" Okay. "How you doing today?" "Fine."
Mhm.
Those two
Right.
words are such lies because they are
Right.
not connected to any emotions. We are emotional beings, so we have to
Right.
start expressing ourselves, and that is one of the biggest things we need to start changing is what we say, because it's the
Yes.
power of life and death is in your tongue. So if you're
Yes.
gonna say, I always talk about money. If you're gonna say I'm broke, guess what? You could be
You
broke.
broke. That's
You
right.
broke.
That's right.
I'm
That's
having a
right.
bad day. If I'm having a bad day, guess what you're gonna have? Guess what you're gonna have? Bad day.
A bad day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or if you're
That's
in a
it. And
relationship, you're in a relationship with somebody, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Guess what's gonna happen?
yes, the shoe is gonna drop. That's
The
right.
shoe's gonna
Because
drop.
you don't believe. Right. Because you don't believe.
Yeah. No, you do believe it. That's the problem.
No,
You
no, no.
do
I
believe
mean,
it.
right, in the positive, right. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Right, 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 right. Because
You
you
don't have
waiting.
faith.
No, no, no. You're
You
like,
don't
this is
have
too good to
faith.
be true.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
people say this is too good to be true. Wait a minute. What kind of a person is this? I've never met anybody this nice
Yeah.
before.
And guess
That kind
what?
of business. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's a conflict. It's a conflict with your own belief system and your own realities. So you really, all the facts that people hurt you in the past, you
Mm-hmm.
bring it right in front to whoever it is that you're dealing with, whether it be a
That's right.
relationship, friendship, whatever it is. You bring it
Right.
right in front of them. Okay, I'll measure you with all this stuff.
Right.
you know?
Yeah, all of this stuff that I got back
Yep.
here, over here to the side
I'm gonna
that,
measure you. I'm gonna measure you.
that I think is invisible, but it's really not.
Yeah, it's a
Right? Because I'm watching you watch me. Because I'm watching
yeah.
you watch me. Right?
Yep.
I'm
It's true.
watching you measure me by this
It's true.
stick. One of my friends called me, an old friend of mine, and he said to me, "Ken, I met this woman," and he said, and one of the things that she said to me was, she said, like almost in a whisper, but not, "You
Mm.
ain't all men ain't no good," and he was like,
Mm-mm.
"Huh?" And he listened, and he knew
Yeah.
she already was not trusting. And I said,
Yep.
and you didn't run,
Yeah, that would have been flag. That
and
wouldn't
you
have been a
didn't
red
run,
flag. That would have been like
and he said to me,
the
Kim,
green
look,
light. Green light. Green light.
right." Right,
Yeah.
to go. Right, because
Yes.
we can't honestly, when you think about that, I think that that's one of the primary reasons, like, that like, we get stuck and jacked up because we don't run when we see that there's something to
Oh
run
yeah.
for, right?
Right.
So that is interesting. It's interesting. So listen, all of y'all that are watching right now, I just wanted to let y'all know, if you got an email from me after this, we're going to be meeting on Zoom for a discussion. So if anybody wants to be a part of that discussion, I sent out the email. I will post the link for the Zoom under this video on Facebook. And if you want to be a part of it, oh God, I forgot to start my IG stream. I'm horrible. Okay. I'm gonna leave it off. Never mind. It's too late. I did the whole intro and everything.
Mhm.
We're 20 minutes in. So yeah, we're gonna be meeting on Zoom. So if you guys want to be a part of the discussion, meet us on Zoom. I'm just gonna post a link right after this video, okay? And we're gonna go on over there. And this way, if y'all want to talk about something, you can bring it up and you can discuss it with Edna right there, Jimmy on the spot. Okay, and myself. So so Edna, what do
Yeah.
you think is, and I know we're here and we're talking about trauma, and I know that this is part of it. How do you tell the people that are watching, how do you tell them how to deal with their trauma? What are some maybe three things that you would tell them? Hey, Kwani girl, hey San, what are one of the top three things you would tell them in
Um,
terms of dealing with their trauma?
Dealing with that trauma. The biggest
Yeah,
thing
or how
is,
to.
yeah, how to work it. The biggest thing is you got to be aware of it,
Mhm.
and you got to stop faking the funk. Just stop faking it. That's it. Just be real with yourself.
Love that.
Yeah, these are my issues. I mean, be candid. I mean, so candid that you can't not mistake it. A lot of times we as adults, we know stuff happened, but we either think that it's going to go
Mhm.
away, dissipate, be swept under the rug. God is going to take it away. All of that stuff, and it's not true. God has given us everything we need to completely work on ourselves. Completely. We just got to
Right,
stop
right.
pretending. That's the key. Number one is stop pretending.
Yes.
Okay. Number two is take
Mm.
responsibility for what you did, whether it be relationship sabotage, whether it be you fight or flight, you're in the trauma mode, whether you're thinking that this is going to be triggered and you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, whatever you've done, and I call it just like debriefing after relationship
Right,
debrief. Like,
right,
what
right,
is it that I've done? Don't always cast the
right,
lots on somebody else. What is it that I've done that I
right,
know? Take when you start taking
right.
responsibility for the things or the ways that you behave and say and act
Yes,
and do. When you take response, I'm telling you, it's like you're growing. It's almost shedding skin. I don't know how it feels, but I will tell you, when I had a car accident, my skin was peeling on my leg because it was healing, because it was swollen, and then it went down, and the skin was peeling.
right.
It felt like, oh, so good. Like I was itching, and it felt so good that there was a new, some more new skin under there. So it's like shedding
Yes,
weight. It's like shedding weight from you, because then
yes,
you're more confident. You're more confident, and your truth is your truth. It's I used to say no. I used to say your truth is your truth, but no, no, no. Your truth is the truth. It's period. It's not your truth. It's
right,
not separate and
right,
apart from everybody else.
right.
It's the
It's so
truth.
true. Right,
It's the truth.
right,
So,
right, right,
the
right.
more that I talked about my truth, the more I was able to heal, because a closed bottle, if you shake it, will always be fizzed on the inside, and it might just pop in at any time. Right? Think of yourself like that. All that stuff in
Yes,
you, shaking
yes,
it like a Coke bottle,
yes.
and then you go to open it, and it just floods out over everywhere on
It
everything.
explodes. Yes,
That's right.
yes,
So,
yes,
and let's
yes,
not forget about like being mentally well. Go get a therapist. I had to get a therapist. I
yes,
have one now. Get a therapist. Um, I have one
yes.
on speed dial just in case I'm triggered, because this life that you're going to be going
Mm-mm.
on a
Is there
journey,
any?
because it is a lifelong journey. It doesn't heal tomorrow. You know, last month I woke up thinking about something, and
Yes.
I was triggered. Like I was triggered from a conversation that I had with my brother. And I had a conversation with my brother about my sister, my half sister, and I was like, "What can I do to make us closer?"
Mhm.
And he says, "No, you could do. You have to let her do her thing." And I was upset with that. That to change. You're like I'm like
Right.
I love family. I'm very loyal and very close to family and friends. So I love that. And I was like, wow, I can't do anything, and it upset me. So of course I was triggered, and then I just like I was like, okay, I gotta feel this emotion. What is this emotion about? Okay, I want to change something
Yes.
I can't change. So now I got to sit with that emotion. So I told my friends, I said, no, I'm not going out this weekend. I got to sit with this emotion and
Right.
deal with it and really grasp it, because I don't want it to spill over on anybody
Right.
else. A lot of times we don't sit with
Right. Right.
emotions
Mhm.
and deal with them. That's
Mhm.
what you got to do. And see, you had to, and you were in the car crying, so you couldn't even get out to stop crying. You was held hostage, so you had to sit with that emotion. And the thing is to check what is it?
Yes.
Why am I feeling it like this? Why is this happening? What's
Yes.
happening to me? You
And
got to
I
ask yourself
and
questions.
honestly, I knew what was taking place.
Yeah.
The fact that the fact that I feel like the little girl in me, right, needs to be protected,
Yeah.
right? Because in my world, I want
Hmm.
everything to be, sweet Polly purebred. Everything's
Yeah.
beautiful and everything's pink and it's love,
Yeah.
right? And the fact that I even have to, that part of me has to come out to defend me, to go back and
Hmm.
tell that little girl that's inside me, like, I'm going to be okay. You can stop fighting. You can
Yeah.
stop crying because I
Hmm.
have your back now. When I was younger, I didn't know that I needed to protect her in this
Yeah.
way. But it's
Yeah.
more around boundaries. Again, it's not about the fighting, the actual fighting like when I was a kid. It is about, though, however, standing my ground in love, right?
Right.
And the fact that she has to come out and be like, wait, don't cross this line. This is the line, and don't cross the
Right.
line, and be stern
Right.
and firm in my little happy, happy, joy world.
Mhm.
That looks like, why do I have to do this? And yes, I
Mhm.
have to, because if I
Yeah.
don't set up boundaries in love, right, what am I
Mhm.
actually saying to the little girl inside of me?
Right.
Like,
Right.
because people will run roughshod all over you if you do not stand up for yourself,
That's right.
right?
Right. Mm.
And so, like, in my head, I mean, the tears just started to come, and as I was speaking, my voice got clamped. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Wait, I'm driving to Western Beef." I just ain't that serious.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it really was, because when I told the story, I told somebody what happened. One of my other girlfriends what happened, and as I was telling her that I cried
Mhm.
again,
Yeah.
right? Because
Right.
who
Right.
protects me? Who
Right.
protects me now,
Right.
and who protected her then?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
now it's like I'm back in this fight, and it says, Edna, you rock. Somebody saying, Edna, you rock. Yes, she does. Kai. It's Kai. Yes, always bless Watkins.
Oh yeah. Keto.
Yes. She does. She does rock. She does. She does. So yeah, so it's a matter, and I don't know that it's really unresolved for me at this particular
No.
juncture, because
It's,
because I believe that as it comes up, I immediately deal with it, like you said, and I sit with it.
yeah.
But there was something that you said, Edna, and it brought me back to I should have wrote it down. Oh, you can't heal what you hide,
No, you can't.
right? You can't heal what you hide. So you were saying something
No.
that And that's the thought that when you were talking about the Coke bottle and it going,
Mhm.
you cannot heal what you hide. Hi, Brenda. I see you, my love. You cannot, you cannot hide that. You cannot
Yeah.
heal that. And so you
No.
have to be transparent. You have
Mhm.
to be open. You have to speak your truth,
Yeah.
right? And you have to say,
No,
ouch,
the
that
truth.
hurts.
You have to
Or
speak
that hurt
the
me.
truth. The truth,
Right.
not your truth.
The
The
truth.
truth. Yes.
Right.
Don't
Me
make it every,
too.
yes,
Yes.
it's everybody. It's truth. It's
Right.
truth. That's it.
Right. It's
Yeah.
truth. Right.
Yeah.
Period.
Really.
Right.
Period.
And so when I think about the fact that people in relationships, when we meet each other, because I want us to dig a little
Mhm.
bit into this a little deeper.
Okay.
When we meet each other, one of the things that we do is we try to hide parts of ourselves that we think, maybe another person wouldn't like. Right.
Mm.
And I know
Mm.
a lot of people do that because they don't come into the relationship and they're not transparent about who they
Mhm.
are and where they are in their lives. And it ekes out eventually, no matter what. So
Sure.
if I laugh loud, right,
Mhm.
I'm going to continue to laugh loud even with you because I want you to know that I laugh loud so that you're not shocked when you take me somewhere and I start laughing loud, right?
Mm.
Hey,
Yeah.
nephew, I see you. I see you, Tony. Listen, I see you, Otis. Listen, so when I see that, right,
Mhm.
people are covering up and they're hiding how they really genuinely feel.
Right.
And it doesn't make for a good relationship and it only perpetuates. And every time you get into a relationship, you do the same thing and you keep getting the same result. So
Yeah.
that trauma is unresolved because you will not deal with the truth about who you are and you will not be transparent. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. It's one of the patterns of unresolved relational trauma. It's unresolved because it goes
Right.
back again to where you came from. If you had to be somebody else besides who you were, you create somebody different. And they call it in
Yes.
the world of the corporate world coding. You code to be somebody
Yes.
else.
Code switching. Yeah.
So that
Yes.
but you learned that when you were young, when you were in a world where there was
Right.
no boundaries, when you were in a world where you were being abused,
Right.
you learned that. So that coding has been
Right.
around before they made it a word. You just were doing it.
Right.
So the
Right.
real work starts is, how do I know myself? That's the
Right.
key. Is we don't stop to find out who we really are before we get to going and doing and taking care of this and taking care of that person. We don't know who we are or what we want.
Right.
I've asked dozens of
Right.
women the question, "Who are you?"
Yes. Yes.
You know what they'll
Yes.
tell me?
And they
"Oh,
spoke.
I'm a
Yeah.
wife. I'm a wife." I said, "Those are all roles. Who are you?
Yes. Who are
Who are
you?
you?"
Yes.
I'm a
Right.
mother. No, who are you? I'm an entrepreneur. Those are all roles and titles. Who are
Right.
you?
At your
They can't
core.
even tell. They can't even tell me. And
Wow.
then the second question is, what do I want?
Ah, I do that all the time. That's when I'm coaching. That's my words.
What do
What do
you
you
want?
want?
What do you really want?
Yes.
And you
Yes.
wonder why you don't get it because you don't know.
Right.
Because you ask.
Right.
That's what the scripture means when you say you ask amiss, because you don't know.
Right.
You
Right.
don't know.
Right. And you
So if you
need to
don't
know.
know, how you going to ask God for something? Ask the universe for
Right.
something. You don't know.
Right.
You're
Right.
copying off of
And
somebody else.
And you
Yeah.
have to be intentional. It's like, how do
Yeah.
you know if there is no compass, if there is no roadmap, you just kind of going with the flow? Like,
Hmm.
we're not built to go with the flow. There needs to be some direction. What is the end game? What is the goal for you? Right?
Right.
Right. So if the end game is I want to be married, I've
Hmm.
dealt with some horrible things in my past, right?
Right. Right.
I want a lifelong partner for men because they may not necessarily want to get married, but they may want
Right.
somebody in their lives. Then
Right. Right.
what's the direction you want this relationship to go in, right?
Yeah.
Um, you gotta know, and men are not, or I shouldn't say not men. I don't want to. Some men don't take the time to write out their thoughts. I know a lot of brothers who are conscious, and they do. But having some sort of a direction for their own lives. And so now, if you don't have a direction, then where are you going? You're just driving around
Mm-hmm.
aimlessly. Remember when you was a kid, everybody first got their cars, everybody just wanted to go driving, and you drive
Yeah,
around the
yeah,
neighborhood. You ain't going nowhere. You just want to drive because you got a car,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
All you're doing is wasting gas. So all you're doing is wasting time and energy, right? You need to be intentional about what you want your life to look like, right?
Right.
And even if you do have unresolved trauma, you got to know I want to be healed,
Yeah,
right?
that is
I
all
need
true.
this thing to go away. I need not, it's not going to completely go away, but I need to work through what I need to work through. So, hi, Dana, I see you. So I can get to
Mm-hmm.
where it is that I want to be in my life,
Yeah. But it really comes from, like you
right?
talked about
So yeah,
faking
it's
or being fake. You really have to be real with yourself. I think that's the first stop. Is being really real with yourself. You're adult now. Be
right,
real with yourself. You know, it's
right,
you want things, right? You want to lose weight. You want a better job. You
right,
want, a
right,
husband. Be what you want.
right.
If
There
you
you
want a
go.
husband, what kind of husband would you like? Somebody who's got to run after you because you're not healed. Heal yourself.
Right,
Do some inner work. There's a
right.
whole lot of inner work
First,
you need to do. Do that first.
yes,
Make sure that
yes,
you're being the best so you can love and be loved. Not only be
yes,
loved, but you can give it. It's like love is a circle. It's like this. It's
yes,
not. It's
yes,
not this way, and that's only this way. It's a circle. So,
yes,
be what
yes,
you
yes.
want in life, and require
Right.
better for yourself. I could tell you when I was, and I think I told you this story. I was leaving church and leaving religious order, and had to go speak somewhere, and I still had the brace on my foot because I was still healing from the accident. So I went over. I had went through this process. I'm talking to God, and He tells me to cut my hair completely off. I'm a number one, So I'm feeling really great about myself, and I go over to speak at this this church, and it's people that I love. People that I love, admire. They've been around me most of my life, and I go up to get on the sit in the sitting area where the preachers are sitting, and I go to sit there because I was going up next to speak, and I look out into the audience, and a whisper in my ear says, "Look what you will become if you stay." And I looked.
Wow.
One side, the way that they all were sitting, men were dressed, you know how they dress in three-piece
Yeah,
suits,
yeah,
looking
yeah.
great, shiny, all beautiful. The women were sitting in the back, all had white shirts on, black skirts, and they all looked miserable. And I got
Wow.
up, and on that whisper, I got up and I went out the back door and never returned. So what I'm
Wow.
saying is all you have to be real with yourself. In order for you to really hear God, or because God does not God is not pounding. It's that innate preacher inside. And that same innate preacher that
Right,
we talked about, Storm is, that innate preacher is nobody but Storm. Storm was protecting
right,
you. So that innate preacher was
right.
protecting your young child in you. And now
Yes.
you have to get to a place, you got to grow up. You got a little
Right.
child sitting inside of you that's acting 9, wherever your abuse or your trauma took place, that's how old your
Yeah.
child is. That's
Right,
how old,
right, right,
and you
right.
have to, Storm has to raise up that child to Storm's age. You're
Yeah,
always
yeah,
going to
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to, the child doesn't stay a child. It has to grow up.
Right, right,
It has to grow
right,
up. So you
right,
have to,
right.
Storm has now, because look on an X-Men. What does Storm do? Take care of all the children, right?
Right.
talking about
Oh
this.
God. I didn't even make that because they've been calling me Storm before I even knew about an X-Man. Oh
Yeah,
my
and she
God.
takes care of the
Yeah.
children. So she raises them up in their own abilities, every last one of them. That's the perfect analogy for this whole thing. Is every
Yes, it
one of them
is. I
have
didn't even think about that. Oh my God.
it's
That is so dope. Like,
all
yeah,
of
that is
them have
dope.
their own abilities. Nobody's the same. Not one of them is same.
Yes.
Not one
Yes.
of
Yes,
them.
yes, yes.
That's how we're
Yes.
supposed to be in this world. We're not
Yes.
supposed to look like the other person. No way, no
Right.
how.
Right.
No way,
Right.
no how. God didn't bring us in this world
Right.
like that. We're totally got our
Right.
own. We're unique and original. Until we embrace that fact, we're going to still be peeling that onion and crying every day. We got
Yeah.
to really
Yeah.
realize
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question that I want to ask you. And okay, so earlier today I saw this video with um Dr. Umar Johnson, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
he was saying that money is not the reason for divorce, right?
Yeah.
And he said people say that's the excuse that they use,
Mm.
that money is the reason why people get a divorce. And I'm like,
Hmm.
that's not the reason why people get. I'd say that all the time. It's the lack of communication.
Mm.
So what would your advice be? What would your advice be to someone who is coming out of dealing with their unresolved trauma, right?
Hmm.
Or they're dealing with their unresolved trauma, they're
Hmm.
working through it, and they need
Hmm.
to communicate. Um, and they need to learn to communicate with their partner. What are some of the
Mm.
ways that you can tell your partner, share with your partner what you're going through? Because people say that it's money and infidelity that is the prime reason for divorce in America. That's why 50% of the people ended 50% of marriages end in divorce, right? And I beg to
It's more like
differ.
80 now. It's more like
Huh?
80. It's more like 80 now. It's
Is
80.
it 80%?
Yeah. Look it up. That was
Oh my
several years ago.
God.
That was pre-pandemic. That was pre-pandemic you're talking about. Look it up. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's
My
it's
camera
it's a
is
big
going
number.
crazy. My
But
internet is
I'll
going
tell you what
crazy.
I'll tell you from
I
my
so I
relationships, and I
do
think you
keep
can say
moving.
the same thing. Huh? What you
My
say?
internet is going in and out. I said my internet is going in and
Okay.
out, and so it's
All right.
sketchy. Um,
Okay.
we're gonna get on Zoom in like 15 minutes. We're gonna be heading over to Zoom. I'm gonna
Okay.
post the link so that we can further this discussion because I don't have these kind of problems on Zoom. But it's got to be my internet connection. But Zoom doesn't give me the same issue. So I'm gonna be
Mhm.
posting the Zoom link for further conversation and dialogue around this unresolved trauma. But I didn't know it had jumped so much.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah.
The numbers to 80%, you said?
Hmm. And it's
Oh
not even
my
about. He's
God.
right. It's not about money. You know what it's about? It's everybody's unresolved. It's not. It's not. It's not non-communication. It's not having a conversation. Where you going? Where I'm going? And I could tell you from my own, past relationships, that conversation didn't come up. It didn't come up. It did not come up.
Right, right,
Premarital
right.
conversation, premarital counseling conversation around money,
Yes.
around going to school, around where you're going to work, around where you're going to live prior to
Mm,
committing to marry. That's what's important.
right.
Prior to.
And
You
you know
don't do
what?
that.
And that's primarily why I say that I think that communication is the issue
Mm-hmm.
behind, right? Why the relationships don't work. Because if I don't know where we're going, it's going to cause me to not feel safe, right? If I
Right.
don't know what the plans are that you and I are supposed to have together, then I'm
Mm,
not going to feel safe as a woman. And if I don't communicate how I really feel to you, you really shouldn't feel safe with me.
right.
Because when you keep your mouth closed, people don't understand that your silence is violence.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if there's
I
something
agree.
that's truly troubling me, and troubling me, period. It doesn't even have to have
Mm-hmm.
anything to do with the relationship. It could just be
Mm-hmm.
something. If I'm withholding that from you, and there's something that's troubling me, and you want to know, and I don't tell you, then I am actually
That's not
causing
a
violence.
woman problem though. Women don't do
No,
that.
no,
Men
it's a
do
couple.
that.
No, it's a couple's problem. No,
Yeah, but
sometimes it is a woman's problem. And you know why, Edna? Because
mm,
women want to be nice. They want everything to look a certain way. So they shut up and they be quiet and they're quiet and they sit there and they let that stuff fester. When they're unhappy, they don't say anything to keep the peace.
but
Right? And a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
tell
women
you,
do it
that's not true.
inadvertently.
I disagree with that one. That I disagree with. I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
why.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Let's
tell you
talk
why.
about it.
That's their trauma. Has nothing to something somebody done told them. This is how you're supposed to act.
Right.
That's why
But
they
they do
act like
it.
that. But that's how.
Yeah, but
That's
they still
why they
do it.
act like
And
that.
then if men don't know, huh?
No, no, no. Go ahead. I'm
Say it again.
listening. No, I said
No,
that's
no,
why
no.
they
I
act
said
like that.
they right, right, right.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's true because they believe that I'm not supposed to make any noise or speak the truth,
Right.
right?
Right.
About how I feel, right? And so they
Mm-hmm.
say,
Hmm.
oh, and they kind of, just let it go, and then they let it go and they let it go until it builds up.
Right.
And then
Right.
they're in their relationship, and that too is violence, because if your partner doesn't understand what your needs are, they cannot help you or put in any effort to correct the whatever's happening in the relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
don't get
Right.
they don't have the because they can't read your mind, right?
Mm-mm.
So a lot of women, not all women, believe like, if I just, they'll get it after a while, and they don't even realize like that's not
The
fair,
whole red
because
flag.
relationships do not
They're not gonna.
function well in
Yeah,
that.
they're not gonna get it. Yeah, they're
You know
not
what
gonna
I'm
get it.
saying? It's really bad. Right.
They're not
It's
gonna.
really bad, and I
Yeah.
feel bad for the men and the women who lack communication skills
Hmm.
and are afraid to speak the truth,
And I don't
right?
think they're ready.
So
But I think some women, or well, I could say to some women, like you said, we said earlier, they choose their fathers, or they choose men. Oh, they don't go by what's standing in front of them, and that's vice versa. Men and women,
mhm,
you don't look at the person and
mhm,
the way they're acting, the way they are communicating to you. You don't look at them. You say to
mhm.
yourself, "Oh, I can make them better." They're such a good underneath all of that.
Right,
They're
right.
so good. They're good. I see the good in people. I hate that. I
Yes,
hate that. Yeah, you see the good in people. They're
right,
doing what are they doing right now in
right,
your face? Like, what are they doing? There's no good there. They're
right,
not a good person.
right,
Cheating on you,
right.
hurting you. They're
It's
not a good
foolishness.
person. Yeah, come on. I don't got time for that.
Yes, yes,
I have, and it's we have
yes.
to,
That is some
like, just like
foolishness.
Oprah says, believe when they act a certain way, believe them. When they're standing right there, believe them. Walk away. Walk
Yes, when somebody
away.
shows you,
Who
yes,
they are, walk away.
yes.
We want to
When
fix
somebody shows
everybody.
you who they are,
Yep. We want to fix people. We want to fix them.
right,
And
right. And
that's
you
not our
can't.
job. That's not our job. A
Right.
virtuous woman does not mean fixing people. Get a dictionary, find out what virtue means. Has nothing to do with fixing nobody else.
Absolutely.
Nobody. It doesn't.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. I completely and totally agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. That. Crazy, crazy. Okay, so let me see what Wayne is talking about over here. Wayne said the reason why one should take their time. Absolutely, Wayne. Absolutely. Because you will never know. You'll never get to know.
Yep.
You will never get to
Learn how to date.
know
Yeah.
like what a person is really made of. Right. You'll
Learn to
never
date.
know. Right. And
Date
and people
somebody.
can fake it for a little while. Right. Oh, girl, how about that? How about dating for the wind?
Yeah.
Let's do dating for the wind. Okay, I'll take dating for 2,000, Alex. Okay, I'll do that. Let's do that part
Let's do
because
that.
no, seriously,
Don't
like
jump into a
what's going
relationship.
on out here in these
Yeah.
in these in these internet streets? Huh?
I don't
What you
know.
say, Esma?
I don't know. I think that even just online, you still have to get to know someone, and then you still have to see them in person. You can relay certain energy over the phone, over the
Yes.
internet. You can do all that, but until you really get with somebody, and you know what they say, you don't know somebody until you live with them. Okay, you don't know, you don't have no idea. So
Right.
you have to really get
Right.
to know a person. You
Right.
really do, because it's easy to now. It's even easier to be fake. Easier. Internet it makes it so fake. I mean, I've
Yes.
heard men say to me,
Can I tell you?
counselors.
Can I tell you?
What? What? Tell me.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening.
I've heard
No, I was
men. I
gonna
had
tell you that
yeah, go
I
ahead.
know when okay, go ahead, because there's a delay.
No,
I'm listening. I'm listening.
okay. I've heard men tell me,
This
and my clients say that they would be online dating someone and there'd be a picture, right? And then when they go meet them in person, it looked like they aged 20 years. I said, yeah, because it's an old picture. So people living like that, that's horrible. Like that's just you right away, that's mistrust. So you already are putting up an old picture which you made up, dialed up, everything like that. Everybody needs to put a picture of how they look when they wake up in the morning. And then it'll be the real thing. Nobody's gonna do that though. When you go online
you play
dating,
too
put up a
much.
picture.
Ain't nobody doing that, Anna. Not waking up in the morning, honey. We ain't doing that.
I'm telling you, they won't. They won't.
What? After you play too much, girl. Wait, not waking up in the morning though. We ain't doing that. I know y'all are dying because y'all know I'm a hot mess. Listen, listen. All I'm gonna say is this. I get the whole catfishing thing because they got a whole TV show about that, right? But
Hmm.
I know women who have been in relationships with men, like heart to heart relationships that they've never even met and feel like they are in real relationship with them and they're not. They never met them. But it's the telephone, it's the fantasy, it's the like it's like women, you know that what is the name of that TV show, y'all? Y'all know what it is. The TV show where they marry people that are in jail. What is it called? Lock
Oh,
up? It's lock up. Lock
something
up.
lockup. Love after lockup.
Yeah.
Love after. Yeah,
Yeah. I think that's it. Love after lockup. And I'm like, well, but why would you marry somebody in jail? Like I don't like you didn't know them before they went in jail. Like you just marrying them in jail. And I struggle with that. And this is no shade to anybody, right? But it is I'm struggling with the why, right? Because it is somebody on the phone telling you what they're going to do when they see you and how they want to live their lives. Never let her husband see it. You better say that, Andrea. That's what I'm talking about, honey. Okay, it's a connection. Okay, that wait a minute, Kai. What do you mean it's a connection? Is that the name of the show?
no, I don't know.
Because I don't
I know love
understand
after
in my
lockup.
mind.
Yeah.
I know that's all I know.
Hmm.
That's all I know. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes I think about that. What is it? Is it the fact that you know where they are? Like, but why would you get so deeply entrenched with
Yeah.
somebody? And it's the thing. No, that's what. Oh, okay, Kai. Okay, I see. I'm not a big TV watcher, but I see what you're saying. No, it's a connection, is what happens. But it's all mental, and you
Yeah,
don't
it's
even know if
it's
it's
the
true.
no, it's the fantasy of all the crap that we've ever been given about the Sleeping Beauty, the nursery rhymes, having the 2.5 kids with the dog, the husband, big house, white picket fence. It's in the back of our minds. It's been told to us. This is what life is supposed to be like. The
Yeah.
other part of it, if
Yes.
you're, especially with
Yes.
the ones who are in jail, those are women that have not healed their controlling issues. That's control. Because I've seen it when men come home, they're like, "But you're not the same when you was on the phone." Of course not. he's got he's got extra
Right.
problems. He was in jail. Like, that's a whole nother set of problems.
Right.
A whole nother set. So you don't even gotta you don't
A
you're
whole
not
nother.
licensed for that.
A
Yeah, you're
whole.
not licensed for that. You're not licensed to take care of what he goes through, because that's a lot of problems.
Right.
And you got problems because now you want to control things. You got
Right.
control issues,
And
all of that. That's you.
trouble with
That's your stuff.
that.
A lot of these women that marry those men in jail are control issues.
Right.
They want to hear their voice, but they don't want, when they get out, they want to see if they can control them out there. And it usually goes awry. It usually goes crazy. It goes crazy. You can't control
Wow.
people. You can't control people. You
Wow.
wish you could, but you can't. And that has
No,
a
you
lot to do
cannot.
with daddy issues.
No,
It
you
has a lot to
cannot.
do with
They
daddy issues.
tell us everything we want to hear. Kai says they tell us everything we want to hear. They doing
Mm-mm.
that out here too, Kai. Not just in
Mm-mm.
there.
No,
They doing
no.
that
You're
outside too.
listening. You're listening to everything you want to hear. You're listening. So because he can't talk to himself. He can't talk to himself.
Right.
What you doing calling him?
Right. Right.
You can't. It can't be all them. It's got to be
Right.
you.
Or
Why am
letting them
I
call
doing that?
you.
Why am I doing that? Take responsibility. Why am I doing that?
Right. Right. You have to incline your ear to hear
Yeah.
that.
Yep. You have to be ready for
Right.
that. Yeah. So no,
This doggone stream,
it's
this
9:01.
stream is crazy.
It's
Huh?
9:01. It's 9:01.
I know. So we're about to go. We are about to wrap it up. We are about to get so is control the issue, Wayne says. We're about to jump on Zoom. I'm about to post the link. I just wanted to tell you, Edna, how can they get in touch with you? We got 2.5 minutes. How can they
Oh,
get in touch with you if they would like to talk to you about their trauma and their relationships?
okay. Well, I'm Googleable. I am. You could just find me, Edna J. White. I am on Amazon. All of my books are there. You can call me at 631-295-8631. Text me first and tell me the issue, then I'll call you. So 631-295-8631.
Yes.
Yep.
And you can
Okay.
find her right here on Facebook, Edna J. White, and you can follow her. And you guys are already following me and talking to me. I messed up my IG, so I wasn't on IG tonight, unfortunately. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so we're gonna go right over to Zoom. I'm about to post the link. It is about to go all the way down, y'all. If you have any questions or just want to be a part of the conversation, come and join us. I love y'all like cook food. I promise y'all I do.